Hello friends, welcome back. It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays Grimcoven. This will be the last episode that we will be recording for a little while. Probably. This game's great and I'm really loving it, so I don't want to just write it off and say no more, but this will be the last recorded episode whilst I paint the figures, and we'll move on to some other games for the next little while. But yeah, really highly rate this game, both as a multiplayer and a solo experience. So in this playthrough, we're going to play the last Griefbound that I've yet to play, and we're going to play the last character that I've yet to play, which is the twins. Everyone else I've played, had a great time with. So let's dive into the little book thing. And I've set that up on this camera because my other camera's run out of juice. But here we go. So I've set up the map tiles. I've set up the portals, and you place a third one in a place you want. I've set up the 3 treasure tokens. I've set up the lament rifts. We need to put out 4 lament on all even ones. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. And that is interesting. And then we're going to set up our minions. The landmarks I've grabbed out already. So we've got the Abyss Forge. I love that one. We've got the Well, and we've got the Carriage, another one of my favourites. The forest terrain that we've got is a forest glade, healing or removing status tokens. A Vengeful Ghost deals undamage, great. And the river is the River of Pain. Okay, so those are all in play. I like those. And we've done that, and we've added a random area card, and the area of card is we've got this haunted tree thing. The 2 actions there are discard all of your non-cursed status tokens and draw and resolve secret card 42. We may or may not go for those. I have the Convergence event deck set up. That has 3 Convergence events and 5 random event cards, so that is in play. The minion, so it says spawn a random convict card. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to spawn an undead. And this is the first of the levers that the game recommends for if you want to increase the difficulty. Or it's one of the levers, I should say. And so I'm going to grab that out now. Hunters, Death Jester, Pretender Keeper. Here we go, difficulty customization. So on this page here, on hard mode, you can increase the level of the Griefbound and Elite enemies by 1. I'm also doing that. You can change the Elite to a named variant. I've put an Elite, I've put all of the Elites into one thing. We're just going to shuffle and draw it randomly. Change the minion to the Undead type. So we're doing 3 of those things potentially to increase the difficulty of this one. So we're going to take an undead minion, and as long as it's not that one that never comes back, doesn't come back, Spearman. Oh, they're cool. Excellent. And so even though this is a level 1 scenario, we're ramping up the difficulty. Random not named card. So I'm shuffling this. This could be a named one. It could be a not named. We won't know. I'm going to find out. So I can't do any preparation for the next round. We've also leveled them up to level 2 to start off with. Interesting. Should be fun. I have the Convergence set up, I have the stage cards, I have done those 2 things, and we've set up this deck. We've placed a single tornado on the map, which is up here. And we've placed a portal in a chosen space, I've placed it here. And we are starting on any portal space. So we're ready to go. So in this scenario, we are playing as the twins and the keeper, as requested by some people on my last stream. So that's fun. I have never played the twins. This will be my first time with them. I don't love this 9 health number, but we do have an unlockable weapon, which is the Dripping Fang and Shadow Armor. Over here on the keeper board, one thing I do love about the keeper, absolute tank, 16 health. Fantastic. Is also wielding some unlockable equipment, which is the leveled up demonic sword Eslaz and full plate armor. So I've got full tank mode going on over here is the plan. Let's spawn 4 minions on 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we have a really difficult decision to make, and that is where do we deploy our hunters? So there's some easy laments to pick up here, as well as the carriage. The carriage can have some good stuff in there. Does put us close to here. However, we could go over on this side, and we have the Abyss Forge, which gets us another starting item. So I could have 2 Eslaz swords. That seems pretty cool. Yes, so that's an interesting choice for us. I think we'll obviously split. I feel like the Keeper can go this side, and the Twins can go this side, and we'll see how that works out for us. So there's a treasure token here, and I'll shuffle these treasure tokens now. There's also a treasure token up here. I won't be going for this one at this point. Instead, I'll go for the other ones up there. If you haven't played the Twins before, this shadow, the black one, it does not pick up things. It doesn't do anything. It's basically ignored. It's just another point of reference for some of the cards that they have. So, cool. The Twins are the first. They will start for us because they have the lowest health. And we're ready to go. Ooh, a double swords. Excellent. And the Keeper. Oh, double magic. Excellent. And a double shield. This is gainer 2 for each defense slot. I think we'll be taking that one. Yeah, now the question is, so let's have a look at the carriage. It's an action to just open the carriage, so I don't need to do anything there. So probably the Keeper's first. The Keeper's going to go here, pick that up, and then move up to the carriage is probably our plan. Let's look at the Spearmen and what they do. For Hunter, on enter, you take a damage. That's great. That's really annoying. If there's a Hunter in 0 to 2, coordinated attack. Oof. So that's quite a strong... Oh, they are definitely a level up on the convicted humanoid minions. So that's cool. So yeah, we're going to go here, kill that guy, take a damage, and then move up to the carriage is our plan with the Keeper. We will be able to put defense slots in play, so we could avoid that damage if we wanted. Probably don't need to. So down here, this is deal 1 damage. I think we want to go for the treasure. So we do have a sprint. This is a shield and a sword. Okay. Teleport the assassin. The shadow deals. Yep. Choose 1. Teleport the assassin. The shadow deals 1 damage in range 0. Okay, so we're probably going to use that one. We'll use a move. And then this one is probably not much good to us, but this will be a 2. So we'll do that first. Excellent. All right, I think we've got a reasonable turn coming up. So we're ready to go. Let's just move up here first of all though. I'll shuffle this and the stage cards, and then we will be ready for our first turn to commence. And as I said, we have leveled up to level 2 difficulty to start off with. So this one should be a challenge. I think we'll see how we go. But I'm excited for the challenge. So Lament Tornado, resolve special, activate all tornadoes, tackle hunters in 0 to 1, and then move 2. Deal 7 damage to hunters in 0 to 2. Whoa. So So it's going to move too, so we cannot be in range of that guy. That's fine, the keeper's slow as, so yeah, we should be able to avoid that card. Okay, let's start here with the twins. We're going to gain a 2 armor, but it's actually a 4 armor because we're at range 0 of the assassin. And then we are going to do a sprint to position ourselves. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up to here to grab this treasure, and the shadow is going to move onto that space there. So the treasure, this is a long way away from me, by the way. This is the biggest map I've seen so far. So that treasure's gone, and we've picked up. Each hunter takes 2 damage to gain 2 lament. Yeah, we'll take that. 2 early lament could be pretty good. I feel like we're going to be light on for lament in this next little bit. Speaking of, we're now over here. We're going to gain 2 for each defense slot, and we have 3 defense slots. So that's pretty great. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to move 1 space onto the lament and where that minion is, because it's a spearman minion. We've moved on to here, and we will unfortunately have to take 2 damage. I will discard one of my 2 armor tokens to take 1 damage to take no damage. And that's the 2 actions there, done. So back to the twins. So we're going to take this action here, which is the shadow deals 1 in range 0. So the shadow is here next to this minion. So that minion is defeated. We gain a lament for that. And then the next action we take is we can deal 1 damage in range 0 to 1. And so that is going to kill that one. And that's another lament, taking us to 4, which is the perfect number so that we can get 2 level ups in the first turn. Fantastic. Over here with the keeper, so we are going to use this, deal 1 damage in range 0, and I gain a sword bit. So there is the first of my sword bits. And then the next thing we're going to do is run to the carriage. We also kill that minion of the space that we're on. That gains us 1. And then we will run to the carriage. The twins will now pass. So the keeper will use this action where the carriage is to open the carriage, and we are going to unlock a secret card 32. So we will do this carriage quest, and we get an ironclad safe. So we can deal damage to the carriage and we can break it. We can get 2 random treasure tokens. Yeah, nice, okay. So there's an ironclad safe in that carriage that we need to track down. Excellent. That will be the end of our turn. And yeah. I didn't do any of my other things there. So that's fine. I feel pretty good about the turn. Let's go to the enemy board and we will just tag out an event. Fire spreading. Place 1 lament in Lament Rift 1. So that's right up the top there. Each hunter with any burn deals 1 burn, and each hunter without any burn gains a burn. So I feel like this is going to be bad. Oh, deal 1 burn to each hunter 0 to 1 from the Griefbound or a Tornado. Unfortunately, we are within 0 to 1 of a tornado up the top there. I didn't even look at what they do. Let's hope it's not too punishing. So fire has spread. The spearman. There's only 1 spearman on the board. He's going to move 1 to here. And then he's going to attack 1 hunter in 0 to 2 and line of sight with 2 dice. And that is going to deal 1 and 1 and a curse on the keeper. So we're going to discard our 2 damage, and then we're going to take a curse. And the curse that we need is a 0 to 1, or sorry, a 1 card. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we get the Curse of Weakness. Fine. I don't feel weak. Not at the moment. Well done, Keeper. Well done. The Elite. Let's find out who we're going to get. So we'll cut the deck and we're going to get... Oh, Heelhorn Shadow. It's one of the named Elites. So this is definitely going to be a mission on the hard side, which is what we were hoping for. So the Heelhorn's Shadow. It deploys in a thing as close to the thing as possible. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can choose. I kind of feel like the damage output of the Keeper and the ability for the Keeper to survive is more likely there. So we'll do that. So what does it do? If there is no Hunter in 0 to 3, Shadow Bombs, it spawns minions. Yeah, don't want that. Don't want that. We actually want to stay close to this guy. Look at the damage it does. Oh, unblockable. That's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to do a Lament Tornado. Resolve the special. The first thing it does is activate all tornadoes. How do tornadoes work, you might say? They're harmless on their own. When the Convergence activates them, start tile, all tornadoes are activated simultaneously. Cool. Tornadoes are sick. So the tornado is just down the bottom there. Tackle hunters in 0 to 1 with 3 dice, move 2. Perfect. So the tornado is going to attack our twins. 1 damage, nothing. We'll discard our 4 damage to take no damage from the tornado. And it then moves onto our space. Or does the tornado only stay on the rivers? I would think not. I would think that it can move anywhere on the map. I'm excited, we haven't played this trick before. So this moves across, this moves to here. And we're going to resolve the special. Oh, it's going again. Tornado again. 3 damage. Okay. We're down to 4. But that's it though. So our first corruption card is get a hold of yourself. We can heal 2. Thank you. We will heal 2. The next corruption that we get is over here, and it is sadism. We can heal 2 or deal 1 damage in range 0. I think we're actually going to deal a damage to the ironclad safe. So there's 1 damage to the safe. Don't need to heal at this point. Perfect. So we are shuffling our corruption deck because we've managed to get a hold of ourselves. And we can move on to spending some of the Glorious Lament. So the twins haven't seen their evolution cards before. What have we got here? Dazing effect or rapid blows. Then refresh this action. Interesting. Interesting. Do I want either of those or do I want a dice? I'm going to take a dice for my first level up. And I'll take a black dice. And then the second level up, stab the torso. The shadow is in range 3 or more from the assassin. So that's interesting. Withering effect. When an enemy deals damage, you may discard up to 2 poison from them. I think I'm going to take another dice, and the reason I'm going to do that is we're going to go to the Abyss Forge and forge a weapon. So we're going to take another dice, and that will be a purple to try and get more magic symbols. Generally purple feels like my best option. Yep. Let's see if we can clear some burns so we don't take too much damage. Cool. So So we've got some good options there. Do I want to discard that for the burn? No, I think we'll just take 2 damage and we'll cleanse that next turn. Yep. So our first one here, we draw 2 cards. What do we get? We get a defensive stance. Goodness me, or battle shriek. Place 1 in a stun. Discard all 2. No, I don't want either of those. We're going to take a black dice here. And then we will go again, 1, 2, 3. Hunger Awakening. I like both of these cards. So this is discard 2 hunger to deal damage. And this is gain a sword token for every... Okay, so we can get a lot of sword tokens, which will mean we get a lot of damage from that. I don't love either of those, so I think I'm going to take another dice, and I think we'll take another purple. So we've grabbed 2 dice for both characters in this first turn. That seems pretty good. Now I want to discard both of those here. So we'll spend that to discard both of these. We take no damage and the curse of weakness goes away. And okay, that's good. So we got some sprints, but have we got the damage? Spend 2 and gain 2 hunger. Okay. Deal 1. Interesting. We do go on to our turn. So I really want that ironclad safe unlocked right now. 2 of those would be very, very good. So yeah, so here I think our goal this turn is to get away from things. Did I have to move the Lament Tornado? I think I did. Each hunter moves towards the Griefbound. Fine. And so I'll actually split my move action. I didn't do the rest of this card. 1. Ooh. So I'm actually going to take less damage on her. I'm going to take 3 less damage. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm also going to take 2 less damage. 1, 2, because we weren't in 0 to 1 of that. Okay, perfect. 1, 2, 3. If the hunter is in corrupted form, deal damage to them as well. Okay, sweet. So I got that slightly wrong. This guy didn't move. The tornado is going to move down to here now. Second time it swung for 3 damage. We'll use our shield to block. Cool. All right. I feel much better about that now. We take 2 damage from the burns. So let's decide how we're going to structure this. So this is deal Hunger Call. Gain a thing. Deal 1 damage in range 0. So we need to get back out of the way. I don't love those spearmen. Don't love those spearmen. I do love this full plate armor though. It's tremendous. Alright, we're going to gain a shield. Sorry, we're going to gain a sword piece, I should say. And then we need to move first actually. So we're going to move onto the space that the ironclad safe is on. I need my sword pieces, stand by. Yeah, so we're not going to do that one first. We're actually going to move first with this to move 1 space onto the carriage. And then we'll do our action, which is gain a sword piece. And then we can deal 1 damage. So that's going to take it to 2. And that's good. Okay, and that's the 2 actions for the keeper. So we do want to sprint and get that treasure as well, but I might need a dice actually. What can we do? We can do that. Deal 1 in range 1. That. Discard 2 hunger to deal 2. I don't have 2 hunger. I don't have any hunger. So this one, I have to do that to gain 2 hunger, and then I do that. Okay. So over here, I'm going to give this to the keeper. And then I think we take the action on the Abyss Forge, and that is discard a black dice and the Abyss Forge to gain 1 chosen item from your hunter. So I'm going to go have a look at those. So yeah, I'm going to add myself a little Shadow Whip. Seems fine. It's just more extra damage. It's kind of like an extra card, which is why I was comfortable taking a lot of dice early on. Excellent. Okay, so that is the 2 actions there. So over here, I'm going to spend 2 swords and gain 2 hunger to deal 1 damage to the Ironclad safe. And then I'm going to spend this symbol that I got to discard 2 hunger to deal 2 damage and smash up the Ironclad safe. We're going to place 2 random treasure tokens on the carriage space and discard the carriage model, thanks to the Ironclad safe, which means we ended an action on that space. So we're going to heal 4 or gain a green dice, or gain a green dice. And this one is heal 4 or gain a black dice or gain 1 lament, and each hunter heals 2. Each hunter healing 2 is pretty tempting. I do need to roll that. But so is a black dice. So is a black dice. I don't think we're going to get a lot of lament this turn. I'd like to try and get 3, and I think we may be able to. Do I want the black dice? No, I'm going to take the lament and each hunter heals 2 from that. So going back up to 16 and going back up to 9. And that's our 2 actions over there. So now here, we're going to do a sprint action. I should also have removed this from the board. So the carriage and the Abyss Forge are both gone. Now, I think what we're doing is we're getting into... yeah, we're getting into range of that 10 damage Hillhorn Shadow. Oof, that's going to be tough. So I could move 1, 2, 3 through there and then potentially move a 4th space. What's that guy doing? He's focused to move 4. Yeah, interesting. Alright, so we'll have to move away from him. I don't think I can do 10 damage to the Hillhorn Shadow at this point in time. Move 4. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so we don't have to do that. Alright. Yeah, this card's going to not be too bad for us. So I need to stay in range 0 to 1 of that Hillhorn Shadow. So I can do 1 damage. I can do 2 damage if I give over a dice. That one will make it 3 damage. That one's 4, 5. Or 4. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to kill him, so I think we're better off going for the minion and then moving away. Yeah. Okay, I might do something crazy here. Always good to do something crazy. No, I do need to be next to that guy. So we are going to sprint. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to that location there. And this one is not going to move. And then we're going to take this action here, which is deal 1 damage in 0 to 1 and line of sight. And we're going to kill the skeleton minion and gain a lament. Okay. Over here, we are going to just sprint. And we're going to grab ourselves this treasure. 1, 2 to here. And that treasure is heal 4, gain 2 and 2 burns. So we'll gain 2 and 2 burns. That's actually great for us because we still have a magic dice which we're about to use to get rid of burns. I'm going to give this magic dice to our mate. Speaking of our mate, we'll use that to discard these 2 burns. And then we'll use this shield to gain a 2 armor. And then we're back here, so we're going to use this to cleanse these 2. And we'll use this to gain a tactics token. And we're on a forest space. So what's the forest space action? It's discard a magic to heal 2 or discard hunger tokens. Yeah, fine. So that one's going to go to waste for this turn, but that's okay. So here we can now deal 1 damage at range 0 to 1 of that guy, or so if we look at the card for this one, Hunter's Throw, it's going to move 4, which means it's going to move onto our 1 target of our choice. So let's do 1. Alternatively, we just do a move. Each hunter in 0 to 1. Yeah, so she's just going to take 3 damage. I think that's fine. So yeah, so we're going to do 1 damage right there. Perfect. So the elite suffers 1 single damage of 10. Takes some time to get that guy done. So that's all for our team of legends. And great, so we're going to move on to the event. So the event is, that's coming up this turn. Hateful Thoughts. Place a lament in Lament Rift 6. 2 down there. Each hunter chooses 1. Gain 2 stuns and 2 hunger. I think we'll do that. I don't really mind hunger on the keeper. And we've got a way to clear it. We've got a lot of dice, so we should be able to clear stuns without too much difficulty. 1, 2 stuns here. Tactics and runs. And that's it if you're fighting the Striga. There are no spearmen on the board, so we'll call that a day on the spearmen. This one's going to activate. If there is a hunter in 0 to 1, wait. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 1 dice. That's an explosion. Deal 1 and 3 curses. Oof. 3 curses I do not like. 1, 2, 3. And we have a curse. We've been dealt the curse of weakness. Okay. So that's then teleport to the farthest lament rift. That is a long way away. It is all the way up here. It's a problem, but we will see if we can get around that because it spawns 4 minions. Oh. Yeah, it spawns 4. It's a crazy ability. Spawn minions, shadow bombs. Yeah, so we can't really afford to let that stay teleporting around. Well, that's wild. Okay, so we'll do this card now, and this card will be really interesting. So first of all, it's going to move 4. It prioritizes our choice. We're going to choose the keeper. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It moves to the keeper's space, and then it's going to deal 3 damage to each hunter in 2 to 3. So we're going to take 3 damage on our chick, but we're going to discard our 2 armor to just take 1 damage. That didn't say unblockable? No. And that's it there. So then each hunter in 0 to 1 moves in a line as far away from the grief bound as possible. So it doesn't say that we have to choose, it moves in a line as far away. So we're going to choose this line here. We're going to take a lament, and we're going to take 1 unblockable damage. And that's it. This goes here, this goes here. We're going to spawn some enemies. So we've got 4 more minions on the map. Here, 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 and up here. And that is all she wrote on that action. So we're now going to resolve some corruption. So we've got 2 hunger and 2 stuns. I don't really love that. What do we get? Feral, so we're going to move towards our friend and we're going to eat him, but we're going to eat a 2 armor. We're going to discard that, and then we're going to lose a corruption. That's perfect. And she's done. And then the keeper. The keeper's going to deal 2 damage to her, so she's down to 5. And heal 2 or gain 2 armor. We'll actually move, because we struggle for movement with the keeper. It's going to be a tough turn for them. Yeah, I think maybe this is a turn to have attack on the Convergence, perhaps. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to move 1 space onto the Convergence with the keeper. So that's the corruption phase done. What's great is we get a level up here. Poison darts or lethal momentum. What is this? Refresh 1 other action. Restore 2 discarded dice. Deal 1 poison. Crazy. Poison darts. Deal 2 and 1 poison in 1 to 3 in line of sight. If the shadow's in 0. Okay, I like lethal momentum. I think that's pretty great. So we'll take that. And then we're going to roll our dice. Any doubles that we get after we spend these is going to move our curse thing down. Okay, so we got no doubles, so the curse of weakness doesn't affect us in the slightest. Okay. That's a pretty awful roll, but it is what it is. So we're going to spend 3 lament to level up here. We did chomp our mate. Now I have 1 lament left over to decide if I want this card that I've drawn. 1, 2. Endless Slash. No, I'm going to try those 2 again. Spending our lament. Ooh, Demonic Swing is pretty great. Deal 2 to all enemies. Teleport to a space in 0 to 2. See, I like that. Because I need extra movement more than anything else. And that allows us to fly through the sky. Awesome. So we're going to give that one away, I think. We're back over here. All right, let's think very carefully about this. So I think I want to cleanse, and I feel like my best course of action here is clearing this and one of these. And then, so let's sprint. I want to try and get over to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a pretty good spot. Yeah, so we're going to sprint. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. We are unfortunately next to that, which is going to maybe be a problem if we don't do enough damage to this card currently. So now we're here. We're going to clear this and this. And then we're going to give this to our friend, the assassin. So now the assassin will use that for this lethal momentum. I don't really want to use that yet though. So perhaps we just do a move. No, we need to, oh, how are we going to clear that? Yeah, so I think we do that instead. Yeah. Do we have any other moves? This is deal damage, range 0 to 1. This is deal 1 damage in range 0 to 1 and line of sight. Shadow deals 1. Yeah, no, so we need to do a move. So we'll do a move using this shield. Shadow's going to move to here, and we're going to move up to here. We're going to take a damage, but we're also going to pick up a lament because we moved on to a spearman space. And then we will do this lethal momentum using this. So we deal 2 damage in range 0. We get to choose one, refresh one other action. We'll refresh this cleanse. And then the shadow will also deal 1 damage in its space. So we're going to kill the 2 minions. So killed and killed. And that's it. So good lethal momentum. So now the keeper. All right. The double shield is probably my favourite. It is probably my favourite. So I get a 2 for each defence slot. And we can deal 1 damage in range 0. Is there a better use for that? Probably. No, yep, so we'll deal 1 in range 0. So we're going to do 1 damage to the current card. Yep, cool. And then we will gain a sword token for that card. And then, yeah, we'll gain our 2 armors in each of my slots. I could have actually had another one, so that would have been 8 armor that I could have just loaded up on every turn. But that seems fine. Yeah, great. Back to here. So I need a tactics token, but I can't get one, so that's fine. This will help my friend with an attack from above. So let's do that. And then I think can't move the assassin. Can't deal a poison. So it's either this one here. Yep, so I'm going to deal that. The assassin deals 1. If the shadow is 3 or more range away, deal 2 instead. I am 3 or more range away. So we've got 3 damage on Hillhorn's shadow. I do like the fact that this elite is feeling very, very challenging. So I'm happy with that. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more action. So I think we'll just gain an armor. 2. Yep. Now we're over here to the keeper. So this time we're going to do an attack from above. But first we're going to gain a sword and we're going to deal another 1 damage to the boss card. So that's 2 on the boss card, so that's eliminating its focused effect. And then we're going to teleport to a space which is going to be over here. So we're going to kill that guy, we're going to pick up that lament, and that's that. And he's going to basically be done, but we are going to get 1 more treasure, which will be nice. It will be nice. So there's 2 damage on the card. And now here we have a sword that we can use. But we don't have anything we can use it for other than this, which is the shadow deals 1 in range 0. I don't want to teleport away, so I'm just going to pass. Hang on a second, what is the action on the Vengeful Ghost? No, I need to discard 2 of those to deal 2 unblockable damage. Nope, so that's fine. So we'll just pass here. Don't do that yet. So here, my last action is going to be to move 1 space, and we're going to move down to this treasure, and that treasure is, each hunter heals 2 and may move 1. I definitely want that. So we'll heal 2. Ooh, here we go. So we'll heal 2 and move 1 to there, grab 3 lament. And down here, we're going to heal 2, that's nice, and then move 1. I don't necessarily need to move, but I think we'll just move here so we're closer to the portal, because we are going to need to chase that guy back over here when he teleports over there. That's it. We picked up the 3, which is enough to level up for each of us. That's the magic number. So that's great. Well done, team. And the keeper is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The keeper is still the primary target. Perfect. Good turn, friends, good turn. And even better than that, that spearman that's left is not going to be in range to fight me. Event card. Place 1 Lament Rift in Lament Rift 6. That's the space we're on. Each hunter, gain 3 corruption. I'll gain 3 corruption for both, ignoring level ups. And then move 2 towards the Griefbound or gain 3 burn. I'll move 2 towards the Griefbound. Remember that you can split movement here. And I think we'll take 3 burn on the keeper. That's it. So that was a pretty ordinary card. This spearman, if there's a hunter in 0 to 2, no. Otherwise, spear throw, move 1 and attack in 0 to 2. No one to attack. Get out of here, spearman. The shadow guy, he's going to hit the shadow once again with a swing. Rolls the claw, that's deal 3 unblockable damage, so we're down to 3. And then teleport to the farthest Lament Rift is down here. That guy's a bit of a punishing guy. This is not going to resolve its special because we did the 2 damage to the focused card. So then we're attacking, moving 2, and it's going to attack all hunters in line of sight with 2. I'm going to move 1, 2. There's no hunters in line of sight. And that's it. Good turns so far, Deno. Good turns. Stage card. What do we got? Level up the grief bound in each elite enemy. Yeah, geez, you feel the difference with this guy being a level 3 right now. That feels very punishing. I like it. Okay, then place a second tornado model on the Lament Rift closest to the guy and discard this card. That's awesome. These tornadoes are sick. There it is. Okay, so corruption phase. Yes, so we don't have any hunger, so we're going to heal 2 or lose a corruption. We will lose a corruption. And we're reshuffling the deck. And over here, it's going to or discard 2 status tokens. I will discard 2. No, it's not. It's you may exchange up to 3 status tokens for hunger. So I'll do that. That's even better. Oh, this guy wants hunger. 1, 2. Perfect. And we are shuffling that deck once again. Okay, so we can spend 1. What was my option? It was either heal 2. I'll heal 2 because I've actually got enough to level up anyway. So we'll do that. Heal 2. What are we going to get? Harming effect. When you deal poison. Ooh. Or shadow explosion. Deal 5 damage to enemies and hunters in range 0. That is pretty awesome. Tremendously awesome. Or harming effect. When you deal poison to an enemy, we're not doing a lot of poison right now. We can deal some poison through lethal momentum and through the dripping fang. If we start to bring our friend together, 1 and then discard half the poison tokens. Actually, I might keep myself here, and then I'm going to draw 2 new cards. No, I won't do that. Stay there. Yeah, we want to flip. I'm tempted by both of these, but I think I'm just going to take a dice. Dice are always my go-to. I think we want swords, so we'll take another black dice. And let's see if we can clear these curses off. Once again, no doubles. But I'll discard this to clear this stun. So the Curse of Weakness does nothing again, but we're going to use one of those to clear all of them. Perfect. Here, we'll spend 3, we'll level up to 13. Now remember, at any time after you've spent all your stuff, you can choose to do this to flip. We may be doing that here, to move up to the next corruption thing. So let's see what we get. We get Ram and Ram. Choose an enemy in 1. Ooh. Ram. Okay, that one seems all right. And then I am actually going to move to the next level without a level up. Is that crazy? Let me just check what's on his card. I think he gets some pretty powerful stuff here. I think he gets to, on a kill, gain 1. Yeah, and he deals 3 damage with an attack. Yep. We're going to do that. We're going to flip. We're going to level up our sword to maximum. Look at that. We've got 2 hunger. This goes back over here. Would like to see some doubles on this one. A few doubles would be good. Oh, double shields is great. Double ones of these is great. Discard 2 hunger. Another double shield. I might use that somewhere else, maybe. Okay, so I didn't get a double sword. But I've got this. Yep. Death from above. That's fun. Okay. So, this guy's first. So we're going to start by turning all of these into 4s. Oh. Tank, baby. Tank, baby. And because of that, we finish an action on the space where there's a lament. So we're going to pick up that lament. Perfect. And then we're going to use our attack from above to teleport to a space with an enemy and deal 2 damage to an enemy and a hunter. In there, we're going to teleport to that space and we're going to deal that. Perfect. Take 2 damage on the face. Do we want this chain lightning? Yes, we'll take the chain lightning, I think. 1, 2. And we sword. I don't have a single sword. That's all right. So we'll go over here now. We're going to give a sword to our mate. And then we're going to cleanse our 2 curses off. So the curse of weakness goes away. And that's all. Then we're going to gain a tactics token very soon to re-roll all of our dice. Over here. So the sword, we're going to do a... Oh, actually, I can spend 1 first. Is there one way to spend 1? No. Yep, so I'm just going to use that to deal 3 damage. So we're up to 5 on this card. We need 9 to kill it. And then we're going to use this ram. So we're going to spend 2 swords. Yeah, I can actually do this first. Yeah, so we'll spend 2 swords and place a stun on that action. No, that's fine. I've done it the right way. And then we're going to deal 2 damage and move this Convergence guy 3 spaces in a line. We're going to go, and does it deal? Ooh. So if we went this way, 1, 2, 3, we would then be in position to do some more damage to that guy. Ooh. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, we're going to jump him down here. 1, 2, 3 to there. That's what you get. Slam! And then we're going to do 2 damage to him. As well as get a thing. So we're at 7 of 9. Good couple of turns from our friend. Here, we'll gain a tactics token by spending this magic. And then I think we're just going to re-roll all of these. Actually, we'll use a sword. Just in case. Alright, not at all helpful. We need a sprint. Over here, let's give him a sprint. And then we'll use a tactics token to re-roll all of these. Oh, that's a pus roll, Deno. Why'd you get that happening? Oh, that's awful. That's awful. Why did I re-roll those? Okay, that could be my very first strategic mistake there. That's fine. That's fine. So we can still do this action. I just have to spend 2 of my swords. Boo. That's alright. That's alright. Cool. So we're over here now. So we have this to sprint now. So we want to sprint 1, 2 to there, 3, 4 to there, is that right? And then deal 1 and 0 to 1 in line of sight. Yep. We probably don't want both to be there. I kiss the ground on which you walk. Could go to the well, I suppose. Discard a magic to heal 2. No, that's a good idea. Yeah, okay, so we're going to sprint. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to use the forest card. Discard this magic. And heal 2. So now we're here. So this is, yeah, we're going to spend 2 of our swords. Discard 2 hunger to deal 2 damage, and we're going to kill the Convergence card. So we're going to gain 2 lament on everyone. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's perfect. And we then are going to roll to see what happens. That's our first card kill. Good work, team. This one's got interesting. If I roll the explosion, it's do not refill the attack track. So we'd like that. Oh, no. Okay, all hunters in 0 to 2 may move 1 or refresh 1 chosen action. What action do I want to refresh here? Attack from above, maybe? So we can refresh a chosen action. I'm going to refresh that one. Fine. And over here, I can refresh a chosen action. I think we will refresh sprint. No, we'll refresh the tactics action just so we got a tactic. Perfect. Alright, so what was that? Oh yeah, that was from that. So then we do refill the attack track. So this comes here, this comes here. And now what was I going to do? I was going to do range 0 to 1. It's sword and a shield. Magic and a shield. 0 to 1. That's my only 0 to 1. Ooh. Do I want to get on that space? I don't really want to get on that space. Special's resolving now, so that's fine. The tornadoes activate. Grief Bound and all tornadoes move 2. Storm Surge. Yeah, that's bad. So we're trying to get away from the tornadoes this turn, I think. Alright, I am actually going to, instead of moving there, I'm going to move him to here. I'm going to move him here onto this space with this idiot. So we're going to take 1 damage on him from moving into this space instead of here. I don't have any 0 to 1 attacks at this point in time. So, yep, so then we'll do... yeah, this is a bad all-round situation, really. We'll do lethal momentum. So we're going to deal 2 damage in range 0. We're going to kill that minion. We're going to gain a lament, which is what we need. And then we can refresh another action, restore 2 discarded dice. So we're going to restore 2 discarded dice. Might make it the 2 magic ones, actually. And then the shadow can teleport to our space. Or deals 1 poison, or it deals 1. So we're going to teleport the shadow to our space. So the shadow and the assassin are both there. Now we are doing a little bit more stuff with the Buffhead. I may have actually had to do the second action with the keeper. Sorry, I took a phone call, completely lost my train of where I was at. Yeah, deal 3. No, deal 1 damage. So we're going to put that 1 damage on the elite. And we gain our sword piece back. And then we're going to, yeah, so that's it. That's all there. So now we're back to here. So yeah, now we can deal 0 to 1. And we can deal 1 damage at 0 to 1. Or do we just do a move and get everyone on that space with the grief bound and start doing some stuff. Deal 1 and 0 to 1, you may discard 1 poison to restore a chosen dice. That one's deal 1 and the shadow deals 1 at 0 to 1. You know, so we're just going to do that. We're just going to deal 1 there with that, which is going to go on the elite. And then we're going to deal 1 on the elite. And I don't have a poison, so the elite is now at 6 of 11 health. And more importantly, has a enemy in 0 to 1 range. The keeper, we're going to take a tactics token and we're going to re-roll all 3 of these dice, I think. Because we want a magic symbol. We might keep the sprint though, as a matter of fact. So yeah, we don't have any attack options at this point, so we just need to get the hell out of there. We can do 1 damage with that. We could spend 2 and gain a hunger. Ooh, I don't mind that actually. Okay. Yep, that's great. So we're going to spend this to cleanse the 2 stuns. And then we're going to spend these 2 swords that we just gained to gain 2 hunger and deal 1 and then gain a sword back. So we're going to take the elite up to... Do we put this on the elite or do we put it on the boss's card? Yeah, I think we're going to put it on the boss's card. And we might actually put... Because I don't want the focus effect to trigger. Yeah. So we've actually put 2 on the card and we put 5 on the elite. Perfect. Then we're going to sprint with the keeper. He's going to go 1, 2 over to this portal up the top, all the way up the top there. Get the heck out of there, buddy. Actually, we need him to be the tank, really. We shouldn't be we shouldn't be running away with him. That's a ridiculous decision. No, we'll leave him. We want him to be the tank. So we'll leave him in the space. So instead of sprinting, we will just... oh, this is a great decision, Deno. We're going to use our ram to move the enemy here because we cleared the stun. So you can do these actions multiple times. 1, 2, 3, up to there. What a great turn. This guy's going to deal with there. And then I think we've got a run action that we could use on the keeper. Do we want to run? Yeah, I think we do. I think we want to run up to here to force him away from down there. Yep. All right, event card. We have 2 tornadoes now. So, first event is Living Flames. That's damn. Place 1 and 1 on each Lament Rift, and then we're going to take a burn. We're going to take 2 burns, actually. That's a shame. 1 burn, 2 burn, down here, 2 burns, and then over here. So the Lament Rifts are getting burns and Lament everywhere. Now, you need to complete an action before you gain that. And we're going to have burns on every one of those Lament Rifts. That's a lot. So I'm going to have enough, am I? 1, 2. So burn, 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 burn. So plenty of Lament out there if you're willing to get burnt to a tasty crisp. Done. There's no Spearman left. This guy's going to activate, attack all hunters in range 0 to 1 with 1 dice. It's just the twins. It's a claw. It's deal 3 unblockable damage. We're down to 3. And that's fine. And then we're teleporting to the farthest Lament Rift. We know the drill. We're keeping that guy in check until we can kill him, which is great. We need a little bit of damage. Storm Surge is activating now. The Griefbound and all tornadoes move 2. So, attack all hunters in line of sight of the Griefbound or any tornado with 3 dice. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. So we're going to move 1, 2 to here. This tornado is going to move 1, 2. This tornado is going to move 1, 2. So the 3 dice on the twins. So that's going to do 1 damage. That's going to deal 3 damage plus 5 damage and 2 burns. So we are actually going to go down, which means we're going to remove all of those. And we're going to deal ourselves a critical injury. I'm actually pretty happy with that because we're going to try and kill the elite. Have at least 6 if there are no minions on the map. Cheers. So that one is going to be automatically a 5 free heal and clear off all the burns. Not bad. Excellent. And then here, 3 damage. We got million things. So that's 2 damage and 2 burn. So we've got 4 burn. And we'll discard that. We're then resolving the special. So, all tornadoes attack all hunters in range 0 to 1 with 3 dice. So again, this one's here. That's 3 claws. That's 3 damage. We'll discard that. It's no damage. And then they move. They're already on the space. So that's it. A corruption card is what is next. Thirsting, move 1 towards the closest Lament. We do have no hunger. So we're not going to do that. We're at 5, no, we're at 16, gain 2 hunger and 1 burn. Yucky. 2 hunger and 1 burn. We've got 5 burn on this guy. Is there actually any more burn left in the container? There is not, so that means we take a damage. And then the corruption card down here, we have no hunger. Get a hold of yourself. Gain 1 hunger and heal 1. Yep. We've flipped that one a few times. That's been nice. So we'll shuffle that deck again. All right, we got 3. We're spending 3 on the twins. 1, 2, 3. We're getting a level up. We get hit and run or poison darts. All right, I think we might go this poison darts option now. Deal 2 and 1 poison in range 1 to 3. Yeah, so then we can use this or hit and run No, we're going to use hit and run. That one looks cool. Perfect. So we're going to roll their dice. Oh, haven't rolled a double on the poor Shadow Assassin guy once. Could be time for a tactics token reroll, I think. Got a critical injury though. Alright, over here, so we're going to spend 1, 2, 3 Lament to go up to 19. We get Hunger Awakening or Charge Thrust. I might just take a dice, I think. No, we'll actually go Hunger Awakening. Yep. Alright. So it's time for us to start focusing on the Griefbound with our attacks. Speaking of, sorry, I actually took the Lament that I was on. So I will get a second level up because I had to move towards a Lament and I was on a space with Lament. These are pretty ordinary ones. Battle Shriek. Spend 1 and place 1 stun on this action. Discard all 2 from all other hunters in range 0 to 1. You may gain 1 hunger. I'm just going to take a dice. I'm just going to take a magic. I'll take a black one actually. Oh, you'll love to see the doubles. Double sword for the ram. I'm not sure that I want to take 5 damage from burn, but I'm also not that worried about 5 damage from burn. So I might just... I'll discard 2 burn and take 3 damage. We're down to 12. And it's the mannequin first this turn. So we can do this one to gain a 4 armor, but that's not the most effective. The only focus for us now is to get up to that elite and kill the elite. I don't have a single sprint, so I'm going to use this sword to gain a tactics token and then reroll all these. Oh, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. We got some double magics and stuff. Perfect. Done. Over here, let's do our... let's spend 2 swords. We don't have 2 swords. Let's do this ram action. So we're going to choose an enemy in 0, move you and the chosen enemy 3 spaces in a line. And so we're going to move 1, 2, 1, 2. We're on that space there. 1, 2, 3 to here. And we're dealing 2 damage to that enemy. So the card that we are focused on is this Chain Lash. So that's 2 damage. We need 7 to kill it, so we need 5 more. The next thing we will do is gain a tactics token from this, and that's it. Now back over here, we're going to sprint both of our guys. We're going to go 1, 2... No, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, and this guy will stay there, 4. So we're going to take a Lament and a Burn. We're on the same space as the bad guy. And then we can teleport the assassin to the shadow space, hit and run. No, so we'll use this. Teleport to the shadow space. I don't really want that. Yeah, we'll do this one. Deal 2 damage in range 0 and choose one, refresh one other action, restore 2 discarded dice, or deal a poison. We'll deal a poison to the guy, so we're doing 2 damage. So that takes us to 7 of 11, which is nice, and then we can teleport the shadow to our space. So we'll do that. Fantastic. So that's action, sprint, and there. Done. So now we're here. So we're going to re-roll all our dice with our tactics token. Not much better. Not much better. We'll gain a sword. And we'll deal 1 damage on the space that we are currently on with our Griefbound. Taking us to 3 of 7. Chain Lash. Here, so now I think we're trying to kill the bad guys. Yep, so we're going to do this one. 0 to 1. Deal 1 in range, 0 to 1 in line of sight. The shadow deals 1 as well. So that's going to take us to 9 damage on the elite. Excellent. And then so we do this hit and run one, but we don't have the ability to do that. That's a shame. We could make that happen. The shadow teleports to the assassin space. That's fine. Okay, so we just need literally 2 damage. So let's do this. Yeah. Deal 1 in range 0, additionally deal 2 poison. So we've got 5 poison on the elite, and we need 1 more damage because we are at 10 of 11. Over here, I'm absolutely, definitely doing that because I need that magic for my cleanse. It's part of my plan. So I think we go here, teleport to a space in 0 to 2, deal 2 damage to 1 enemy and 1 other hunter in range 0. So that 2 damage is going to go on the boss card because I'm just going to teleport to the space that I am. And then I'm going to spend 2 and place a stun on this action to discard 2 hunger to deal 2 damage to the boss card. That kills the boss card. Here, Chain Lash, so that one's gone. It's our second card. And we're going to roll a thing. Roll the explosion, Deno. Oh, that's cocked. It was on the explosion though. No, okay. All hunters in 0-2 may move 1 or refresh 1 chosen action, refill the attack track. So this comes here. Refresh 1 chosen action. What does that do? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Firestorm. So what action do I want to refresh? Probably this Unsealed Sword. And over here, probably this one. So we'll do this. We're going to deal 1 damage in range 0 to 1. We're going to discard a poison to refresh a chosen action or restore a dice. That's going to kill the elite. And we can restore a dice, which we will. Let's see if we can kill the elite though. We want to see a good roll there. Okay, so it's 2 turns, not my favourite. But we are getting, from that card, we're getting 4 Lament here. And 3 Lament over on the Keeper. And we will refresh a die into that. Very nice. Cool. 1, 2, 3. So we can do that still. So this enemy is defeated. Yep. And then we're going to sprint. Or move rather. 1, 2. He was there. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Like so. He doesn't take that burn damage. Back to here. So this one is I can gain a 2 armor for each defense slot, which we will definitely take. And then this one is cleanse off 2 of my burn. 2 and 2. Actually, I will get a 3rd one, and so I can contribute that to there. I don't have to put it in that same defense slot, I wouldn't think. No, that's fine. And yeah, cleanse, remove the 2 burn. So the keeper's done. That's fine. We're back to here. So we're going to do this one. We're going to deal 2 damage, and we're going to remove the focused effect. Or do we put it on the next card? Yeah, I'm fine with it being on the next card, actually. I just realised I'm critically injured, so I don't take that burn token. 1, 2 damage on the next card. That's it for our turn. We will pass with everyone else. So up here, so we're taking an event card. Yep, that should have been shuffled in, but that's okay. Selfishness, place a Lament on Lament Rift 1. We do not have the... place a stun on the action for which the assist token was used. We didn't use assist actions, so we're fine. And we're not fighting the Chimera. There's no Spearman. We remove one of these. We're going to do this Firestorm card. Sorry, I'm going to heal 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the twins with our critical injury. And that's it. Yes, so attack all hunters in line of sight with 1 dice. So the twins, we take 1 damage and 1 burn. And then we're going to take 1 damage. And then the buffet over here, the buffet over here, explosion is nothing. So he's going to take 1 damage from the burns. And then 3 burns to each person. 1, 2, 3. Do I have enough burn tokens is the question. Because they're still out on the map. I kind of prefer there not being burn tokens available. Yep. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 here. And 1, 2 over here. And that is that card all done. So that one's discarded. This one moves across. This one goes here. We're going to spawn some little minions. It's been fun not having any on the map. So yeah, so now we're going to go to the corruption step. We don't have any hunger on anyone, so that's fine. So for the twins first, sadism, we are going to deal 2 unblockable damage. No, we're going to gain 2 hunger. 1, 2. And then on the keeper, oh, wrong button. Yearning, we don't have any hunger. So we're going to gain 2 stuns and 2 hunger. Stun, stun. Assist. Tactics, sure. And that's it. Cool. So we can spend these to clear hunger. We may not do that though, because we get our sword bits back for this. So we will just not do anything there. We'll roll our dice. See what we get. Oh, there's a double magic. So I think we spend the double magic to remove 2 burns. And then we'll take 2 damage from the burns. And then we've got a cleanse and we've got a hunger awakening. Perfect. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, and we're going to flip. We can heal 4 or deal 4 damage in range 0 to 1 from the assassin or shadow. We will deal 4 damage to the card that is here, taking us to 6. Meaning we need to do 1 more to that card. And that card will be defeated. Very nice. And we now have a new action available to us, which is deal 2 poison in range 0 to 1. We still have 2, so we'll probably use these to clear hunger, but let's see what our evolution is. Cut the tendons. Ooh, poison detonation. Yep. I'll take poison detonation. So we'll spend these to remove these 2 hunger. That's it. We'll roll these dice and see if we can get rid of our 2 burns. Indeed we can. Why do I have a curse on my board? I'll deal that so we don't have to deal with that because I don't know what it is. That was because I was supposed to put a burn, I think. Cool. And that was that. Alright, so we're back to here. We have 3 event cards left in the deck, which means we have 3 full turns. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack cards left in the deck, which means we need to kill 3 of them, but we have 1 on 1, so we technically really only need to kill 2 of them. There is minions for us to deal with now though, and that is priority. Actually, these ones are far enough away that I'm not too concerned about them. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me think. Alright, so this one's pretty straightforward. We're going to use the Hunger Awakening. We're going to grab 2 hunger. 1, 2. And that's going to allow us to gain 2 sword bits because of that. And then we're going to spend these 2 to discard 2 hunger to deal 2 damage in range 0 to 1, or 0 rather. And so we're just going to do the 2 damage to the next turn slot card, not the current turn slot card. So that's wasteful, and that's his action. We will then use here Lethal Momentum. Is that right? Deal 2. Teleport to the assassin's space, because we're in the same spot. Deal 2. Restore 2 discarded dice. Deal 1 poison. Deal 1, you may discard to refresh a chosen action. Or yeah, okay, let's actually just put 2 poison on the boss. Time to get some poison happening. And then we will use this sword here to move the assassin, or do we do a damage? Yeah, we'll do this sword. The shadow deals 1 in range 0. We'll kill a minion, gaining a lament. Okay. Down here, We're going to cleanse to clear off 2 burns. And then we can spend 2 sword pieces and gain 2 hunger. So we're up at 4 hunger. We didn't get our big swings, which this guy does stuff with hunger normally. It's pretty cool. Yes, and that's going to allow us to gain a sword piece back and deal 1 damage. So we're going to kill, maybe we won't kill the current card. We'll just turn that one into a 3. And then, oh, you need to spend both of those. That's definitely a mistake that I've made there. You need to spend both of those things. Okay, there's not a slash there. Well, that's fine. We haven't done that. I'm actually going to clear one of that instead of the fire. And we'll go here for a tactics token. That's a hunger. That's a hunger. That's a tactics token. There's some extra burns. Need a better organisational thing here. And then I think we're going to sprint away. No, we're going to attack from above. I may have done actions out of order here, but we're not going to do that one yet. Yeah, tactics token. Sweet. Here, deal 1 damage in range 0 to 1. You may discard 1. Yeah, so we're going to do this action here, which is lethal momentum. Deal 2 damage in range 0. That's going to take us to 5 on this card here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we get to do one of the things. We can either refresh an action, restore 2 discarded dice, or deal a poison. We'll deal a 3rd poison. And then we have an option, which is the shadow teleports to our space. We will do that. And because of that, we will push ourselves out of that space. Yep, onto that space there with the little guy. That's going to gain us the lament up here. Okay, this is going to be a good turn. Done. And then we can do a poison detonation. Yeah, sweet. And that's going to kill both of those cards. Excellent. So we can get the heck out of there with this guy. So let's run. This thing here. Vengeful Ghost. It's 2 swords or 2 magic. That doesn't help us. The Well. That's fine. I'd really like another thing there. No. That's okay. I will just move with him to get out of the space. No, actually, we can attack from above. We can deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we'll deal 2 damage to that card. That gets everyone 1 lament. Kills that card. We're automatically going to replenish there. Yeah, cool. And then I can prevent that from next turn. Yep, excellent. And then we're moving out of that space. Just 1 space to here. And then we will use a poison detonation. And that's going to pop the poison on the card. And that's going to allow us to deal 1 damage to that card and 1, 2 to that card. This one's going to get us 1 and 1. 1, 1. And then we will have a roll to see if this card goes away, and I'd love it if this card stayed away. It does! Do not refill the attack track, so the Griefbound's doing nothing this turn. Yeah, that's so good. Okay. So I reckon that's it. So down here we're just going to take a 2 armor. And I guess gain a tactics token, or do we cleanse that burn away? Let's cleanse the burn away. Okay, that's it. So that'll move across, and these two will shuffle. Okay, so this is a great turn. The event card that we get, so we've got 2 left. Bolster the ranks. Ooh, may collectively discard 2. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We've got plenty of Lament to discard. So we're going to do that. So it's not going to come out at all. So 2 Lament gone. And we'll place the card. What would it be? It would be the Werewolf, the big one. But we're placing 3 out on it. So it's not going to come out at all because there's only 2 more turns before we lose. And I think we won't need 2 more turns. So that's it. These little guys are going to activate. So there is one guy next to our... Oh, did I have a way to do damage there? No? Okay, great. So this guy, if there is a hunter in 0 to 2, move 2, attack all hunters in 0 with 1 dice. So it's just a 1 dice attack on the twins. It's an explosion for the spearmen. That's deal 1 damage and a curse. It's a shame. We'll discard our shield. The curse that we get is the curse of bleeding, so that goes on an action. We'll put it on the tactics action. And that's it for the minions. The rest of them, they're just moving 1 space. So they're quite slow. So this guy will move 1. When they go into the river, they gain a 2 armor though, don't they? Yep, and move 1 space down the river. And this guy 1 space. That's it. And then the elite, we've already removed this token. So now we go to here. This doesn't refill, so this goes here. We shuffle these, and the next attack card we kill will trigger the final act. And we're going to do this, which is a stage card. What does this stage card do for us? Ooh, Hellish Tornado. Level up each Griefbound and each card. Elite enemy, elite enemy. Oof, that's punishing. Oh, so his special is more powerful. Okay, well, let's get this show on the road, shall we? So, hunger. So the keeper's first, sorry, because he's the first player. So he's moving towards Lament. There is none on the Lament rift there, so he's going to move 1, 2 down to here, and he's going to take that burn. He's going to take the Lament, and that means he's going to discard... no, he's not going to discard any hunger. So he's still got 4 hunger, but he's got a Lament. And then he's going to gain 2 hunger to draw secret card 3, which is excellent, which means we've unlocked the Keeper's Scenario. I've already done that, but we have the final perdition available for the Keeper. Tremendous, a lot of hunger there. We'll spend that to get rid of that. And then we'll re-roll these dice. He's doing nothing else with his level ups. Alright. Do I want to discard this? Yes. Don't have another magic symbol though. Yeah, don't want any burn. Okay, here, so I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're leveling up twice, but we have to draw the hunger card first. Doesn't matter, we don't have any hunger. 16 to 20, gain 2 hunger and draw secret card 3. I don't have the twins, so I only gain 4 hunger. First level up is cut the tendons. Body part is legs or wings? No. 3 quick stabs. Shadow is range 3 or more. We'll take a dice. And then our last level up is hit and run. Moment of weakness. There, we'll take another hit and run. Whoa. Alright, so this turn our objective is to eliminate the last card, which will require 6 damage, but also set ourselves up so the keeper is the one who takes the attack card. So we want the keeper to be doing the last damage. Alright. So the keeper's first. No, the twins are first. So let's gain a poison, or 2 poison on the boss. 1, 2. And then let's deal 1 damage at range 0 to 1. Is that the only one? No, this one. Spending this double magic. And that's going to kill the little minion that is here. Which will gain us a lament. And then that's it. So over here, so we're going to do our Hunger Awakening, but we can't do that because we don't have any magic. So let's re-roll all these blues using that. So that's our first action. There's the magic we need. So we'll spend that for Hunger Awakening to gain 2 hunger. And we now gain 1, 2, 3 pieces of sword. 1, 2, 3 pieces of sword. And then we're going to sprint to move 1, 2 to there. Okay, that's it for that one. Now here we want to move. No. Yeah, we want to move. So let's just move onto the space with the shadow. And then we're going to do our lethal momentum. So I'm going to deal 2 damage. So that'll take that to 4. At range 0 to 1. And then we can restore 2 discarded dice, or we can deal a poison. We're going to deal a poison. And then the shadow deals 1, or the shadow deals a poison. So we'll deal a poison. And that's it. And then our second action will be to hit and run. Can we do that with a double shield? I'm not sure. No, we'll do shadow armor. We'll gain a 4 armor. Perfect. Then over here, so this is going to deal 3 damage. It's got 4. So I'm just going to do all of that to take another level 4. And then I'm going to take this to deal a tactics token, am I? Gain a tactics token? Yes. Perfect. So then I think we just get the heck out of there. Do we have a way to deal 1? Yeah, so we'll deal 1 damage on the main card. So that's 5 of the 8 that we require. And then we're going to sprint. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3. So we want to stay as far away as possible. We're okay with, yeah, there. So that's fine. The shadow will stay there. And then we move over to here. We're going to do this, gain 1 sword piece, so we're at 5. Move 1 space. We move on to the space with the grief bound, and then we deal 3 damage. That kills the card. We gain 2 lament. Twins gain 1 lament. And we are triggering the final attack, unless I roll that thing. I'm not sure of how that triggers. Claw. All hunters in 0 to 2 may remove or refresh one chosen action, but no, we're triggering the final attack. So that's cool. The final attack. And what does it say? Attack all hunters on the map with 4 dice. Seems fine. Okay. Our event card says, Hunger Call. Place 1 on Lament Rift 1. Each hunter without any hunger. Each hunter may gain 3 corruption to ignore this effect. So take 3 damage and gain a lament. Okay. I'll block with this and gain a lament. And here, we'll probably block that and gain a lament. So now the minions are going to activate. So there's 1 minion going up here, and there's 1 minion attacking us on that space there. The twins are going to suffer, is it 1 dice? Yeah, 1 dice. That's an explosion for a spearman. So we're going to deal another curse, which is fine. We already have the curse of bleeding. So we take 1 damage, that's done. And, ooh, we're going to suffer 4 attack dice on the twins. That could be awful. Could be awful. Alright, well the keeper's going to have to get it done. The keeper can get it done. The elite's going to appear here. The other elite is going to discard that. And then we're doing this last breath. Attack all hunters on the map with 4 dice. So we'll do the twins first. Would I be better off taking the 3 damage? Yeah, I would be better off taking the 3 damage from that first attack and keeping my 4 on the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, plus 3 burns. So we do stay alive, but we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 burns. Seems unfortunate. And the keeper, 3, 6, 9 damage plus 1 burn, 10 damage. So that'll be 2 damage and a burn. And that's it. We move on to the corruption step. So our little twins is going to move 4 spaces to the closest hunter for each hunger we have. So that's not going to be great. I think she's going to die because she's going to enter the River of Pain. Take 2 unblockable damage. Yep, she is unfortunately cooked because she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, enter the river. She discards 2 burns, but then she dies. She takes the damage. It's unblockable. She's done. And our other friend is getting frenzied. There is no other hunter. So that's it. He's gaining 3 hunger. And it's just all on the keeper now. I was really keen to use that big poison, do a poison explosion, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, we're not going to use any of those to discard tokens. We'll take 1 damage here from the burn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can use that. So I'll discard 2 hunger. And let's get this show on the road. So we need to do 11 damage, at least 11 damage on the first swing. All right. Not having that poison's a bit of a problem. So we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this first of all. Deal 3 damage. Done. So I'll just track it here so we don't have to keep switching cameras. And then we'll spend 2 swords and place a stun on this action to discard 2 hunger. I don't want to discard any hunger actually because I have to discard 2 hunger for that. So yep, so I will discard 2 hunger now to deal 2 damage. So we're up to 5. And then we'll spend 2 sword to place a stun on this action to deal 2 damage. So we're at 7. Yep. We're going to use this now for a Hunger Awakening. It's going up to 2 hunger, so we're up to 10, and we're going a sword piece for every one that we have. Perfect. So we're back up to full sword pieces. Then we're going to spend this for a tactics token to re-roll all of these, just these 3, these 2. What am I doing with that? I'm doing ram with that. I want my full plate armor with that. And I just need a magic token so I can use that. Yep, that's perfect. So the magic I will spend to cleanse these 2 stuns. And then these 3 I will use to gain a 2/2/2. Two, 2, 2. And then I'm going to ram this guy back, which is going to deal 2 damage, taking him to 9. And then I'm going to discard 2 hunger and put a stun on that action to deal 2 damage. So we've killed the card, and now we roll to see if we can kill him in 1 shot. Oh no, but we drop his level by 3. So he goes down to a level 1, and that means we need 6 damage to win the game. I don't know if we can do it this turn. I don't know if we can do it this turn. We can get close. So we're going to spend 2 and gain 2 hunger. 1, 2. And we're going to deal 1 in damage and gain a sword piece. So that's 1. And then we can spend 2 and place a stun on that action and deal 2 damage to 1 enemy and 1 other hunter. So we're at 3 of 6. And we have this. We don't need to sprint, but we will actually. So we've moved to here, 1, 2, 3, when we pushed him here. So if we move to there, yeah. That stops him from doing his thing. The shadow and this guy are dead. I think that's it. I think that's all we can do. We've got a decent chance of surviving the turn. And we have one last event card. I've really enjoyed the extra difficulty here. That's really felt worthwhile. Overwhelming fatigue. 1 stun on their run and sprint actions. So I'm having a stun on my sprint action, on my run action rather. And that's it. So the minions. So this minion's going to move 1. He's going to shoot us with 1 dice. So that's a claw, and that is just 1 damage. We'll take 1 damage, I think. This guy is going to roll a dice on us. 1 dice. He rolls a claw. That's deal 3 unblockable damage. 1, 2, 3. So we're down to there. And now the last thing that happens is the the Griefbound attacks with 4 damage, 4 dice. He's got 3 health left on his last card. I could kill him in this turn if I roll the hunger that makes me attack him. Claw, 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 explosion. So the claws are deal 1 damage and 1 burn. So that's 3, 6 damage, 1, 2, 3, and 1 burn. And now the special triggers. And this is a new special. So this says, attack all hunters in 0 to 1, no. Move 3, attack all hunters in 0, no. If no hunter is attacked, the closest hunter moves 2 towards the Griefbound. The Griefbound gains 2. So the Griefbound's got a 2 armor. Very nice. Because this guy's going to move 1, 2, 3. This guy's going to move 1, 2, 3. No attacks occur there. So we move onto the same space. Let's see if I get a corruption card that wins us the game. No, I have to move towards the closest lament. Oh, that is bad. We're gaining a burn for that too. No, there was a lament place on Lament Rift 1, wasn't there? No, Lament Rift 7. Okay, so we're going to move here and pick up that lament. So we'll go 1, 2, and then 1. So we need a sprint and a run and a cleanse. So we're gaining all of the hunger, 4 of it. There is still hunger to be had. And we're now rolling all of our dice. Okay, the double magic I will discard to get rid of the 2 burns, so we're taking no damage. And that should be it, because we have a sprint, we have a cleanse, and we just need to do 5 damage. So let's play it out, just in case. We'll sprint through this portal, 1, 2, to here. And then I will cleanse this stun and this stun. I will then attack from above, which will do 2 damage to one enemy. That will remove his shield. I will then, I need my Hunger Awakening, don't I? I do. Ooh, so if instead I don't take the 2 burn, I go down to 1. Then I Hunger Awakening. I get all my sword. I spend 2 sword, or I just do this. 3 damage, kills him. Yeah. Cool. That difficulty buff is great. That really makes the game feel awesome. So that's it for our Grimcoven series. Really enjoy this game. Highly recommend it. The painting will commence this weekend. So we'll look forward to seeing you all in the next playthrough. It will be some Leviathan Wilds, thanks to people that have voted on my YouTube channel. So I look forward to seeing you all then. BigDeno out.